Rachel Maddow has roles with inspectors involved with predicate acts methods, mass evidences, racketeering, worse than war crimes, and people speaking about crimes as collusions at and next to campuses of all ages and natures, intercities, too, black KKK theme, Confederate flag theme, even black white female judges with other judges, collusions with a detective Samuda with sexual harassment and their roles with different charges where they put fake things in databases and put a charge with no writing and or put also put confessions tied to that and put different arresting officers and their narratives and natures and then God knows what in the databases. See, there are databases oriented sequence shifts roles too. There are people that have been there's a Subby Bajario who's involved with some judges and prosecutors and intelligence with different police forms involved with overt criminal enterprises at the same time and private ones and people at and next to campuses, including medical and fire campuses. Like Hartford Hospital has a whole bunch of people with wire and mail crimes and predicate acts at campuses, intercities, with names along streets in Weathersfield like Church Street and Old Weathersfield has WTNH involved with them, with people with Valley Crest in Weathersfield and other streets involved with people repeating fake things with former retired police chiefs and other police forms and their family members interstates. A whole bunch of people involved with the different police forms and the courts that are forging and switching names at the same time, preventing mandated law. They attach me with WFSB as collusions, predicate acts, fake conversations with themselves and with others about the World Trade Center attack, including my family. Fake conversations with WFSB, with me, with them, and with my family about that changed. And my family was part of my family was with me at the Ninth Circuit Court next to the World Trade Center right before the attack, and at a hotel there, but right before it. And so, in other words, WFSB is a Connecticut Channel 3 News. They have roles with people at and next to their location as ones in collusions at and next to Fox Connecticut News, as ones in collusion at and next to WTNH recorded other ways. And they're being influenced by the intelligence community at or next to their places. And the difference of that, because these are people with all sides of criminal and civil cases, and the courts themselves and the intelligence tied to them are fitted to roles with predicate acts and with predicate acts methods, manifest as natures of identity theft, fraud, slander styles, to manifest where and how we have to use how we have black people's whites of eyes to discern this. We have to be able to appreciate the hyper evidential because it is also in the form of them uses of our founders' words, leaving out what they declassified about that and sensing and self-valuing roles not had and adapting to that person or that body, even if that body is a majority of people, even if it is everyone. In other words, this is why and how, this is part of the reason why and how, even though we have black people's whites of eyes, and since we're kids, we could discern other being and haven't been involved with the principles as we have them presented to ourselves. We make excuses for those people that are correct, but even those correct excuses, the breaching method employed them, and the excuses we make for their campuses, the differences of them, and where and how people don't make excuses for them. The difference of that was is used by this breaching method that measured and maintained that inside our founders' communications that they could declassify to us, therefore to the breaching method, no. A breaching method is a subject inside their communications and relative to the appreciation proper of their words. It measures self-value roles with other pretended legitimate reason. You see people speaking about the mental health of the presidents, leaving out the fact that they're all with guns and killing each other right now, torturing each other, having done such, incapable of knowing how to respond to it at countries A through Z. If we want to leave it that way, let's at least put positive stacking in a method for them to make it worse with that, for them to sense and jump in and communicate with us about that. Like Iran. Obviously, they must have needs to want nuclear weapons. If everyone has them, because everyone's a psychopath. Everyone, A through Z guys have communicated other than what's natural, which communicated by nature and by books themselves, clearer than day. Everyone speaks about negotiations or diplomacy because you heard that. The campuses A through Z. I'm talking about the ones who know the most about it. You left out how the diplomacy had roles, all these natures of organized crime. That means predicate acts methods. We can discern that. Lawyers, all sides of criminal and civil cases, and then further, lawyer that's planting evidence when they put their advertisements. Trantola and Trantola. Why don't you just do what's right, follow mandated law, get them on paper, one name in sequence. They have roles with police in foreign countries for refusing to identify themselves. Also with courts switching and forging names. With psychos, including with sexual and medical offenders of all ages of fact cheap nature. People with the elderly homes, the same ones I caught with the principal upskirt nature. I caught them with worse though, with the Robert Rodriguez and with other people, with the foreign people, with the Koreans involved with this the confessions of this other what's his name too, Daryl Chandler, involved putting predicate acts in databases with his educators. I never had a class with him. Little identity theft, fraud, slander. He's got his family member involved in intercities with the intelligence community involved with identity theft, fraud, slanders, all these different countries at the same time. Has something to do with his role with this Mike Roberts too, with the Kalal family involved with wire crimes with them, and people with the hospitals in California and next to Harvard Hospital with the businesses and houses. Here, get them off the fake conversations with me. Have John Damiano apologize to those to the coaches and people intercampuses associated with him with the kids, and get them with the Rocky Hill campuses on paper. I want the name of the guy associated with reportedly. I think that's who it was. If that was a relative of one of this Luigi Guerrero, because Luigi Guerrero is also one of the ones involved with the World Trade Center attack with the Saudis, as the ones involved with the predicate acts with the Whiting forensics and people involved with the Wethersfield police before the World Trade Center attack, involved intercities with predicate acts with people with the Marines, with the Air Force, with the Navy, with the difference of that. You guys are little traitors. You guys are planting fake evidences about the World Trade Center with Channel 3 News, with Fox Connecticut News, with WTNH, all along Route 175. You got further leaders of the kids involved with it. And you're pretending it's my fault because you want to make them pretend we have differences. We had conversations that never were. You want to trade short words I had with the exceptions as the ones you put in your little fake stories you put in the news. And then you pretend it's personal. You guys have in other words, you guys have to cover up how you had roles, all kinds of stories, all kinds of predicate acts, not just against me. In other words, you guys are going to be taken down here now. And when you complain about it too, we're going to show that recorded too. It's fake. In other words, follow mandated law, please. Follow mandated law, New York City. You guys have intercities rules with people from Wethersfield, Connecticut, interbranch and intergovernment, the difference between government intelligence or interbranch, including with the intermilitary, involved increasingly with all kinds of medical corruption, delusions, criminally foreign influence, tactically delusions, raw uses. They don't ever have respect for one on a dead soldier. Not one. They don't have the. You guys can't even jump. You jump into people's conversations dishonestly when people bring up things that are none of your business, like child abuse acts. You change and fake what we say, like predicate acts with the World Trade Center, like acts against the elderly at the same time, same ones that were involved with that. This is a location uses. See where the where do these Curse fan people live, and where does this what's his name? With this officer Jerry Miller further with. We're gonna get them on paper. We're gonna get them on paper. In other words, and W and they're pretending they have the free press. They're covering sequence ships. They're fishing for means for more collusions with things at locations, mass things. Get them on paper, one name and sequence. They're switching and forging names at the branch. Please, Judge Napolitano, get Connecticut one of those branches. One for them. Get them on paper. One person who disbelieves anything I said. What is it? Let's get them on paper, please. Let's get them on paper.